Today I want to tell you about the Spartan Super Race. So this is an 8 mile plus, so a little bit more than 8 miles, mud run that has about 25 obstacles. So I did this with a couple other guys in my CrossFit group, Curtis, Doug, and Connie, and we did this in 2017, and this was in Massachusetts. So they have a couple of other Spartan races. If you've never done one, they have the Sprint, which is the beginner. They have the Super, and then they have the Beast. So the Beast is the most difficult one. So this is kind of midway, but it's definitely a lot more difficult than the Sprint. So if you've never done a mud run before, definitely start off with like a Sprint first. A couple things to know. You definitely want to train for this. It's a good amount of running, good amount of distance, and there's a good amount of upper body strength needed. So a lot of people train their legs, they do runs and stuff like that, but they don't really anticipate the obstacles that require upper body strength. So that's something you want to be aware of. As far as pricing, the prices range anywhere from maybe 150 to a little bit under 100. The cheapest prices you're going to get is generally on Sunday, and sometimes you can get a Groupon for this race. So that's something to look for if you just want to kind of get some cheap pricing on that. There's going to be a lot of mud on these races, so be aware of that. Make sure you kind of wear some crappy shoes that you don't care if you get throw them away after the day's done. I recommend wearing a bathing suit. That's what I do, and I have zipper pockets on my bathing suit. So if you want to put some money in there, like $20 bill, or if you want to hold on to your ID, you can zip up those pockets. The best thing to do is get all your stuff. You do need an ID when you first get there to register. Bring your ID and all your important stuff back to your car. Definitely don't bring your cell phone. I have a GoPro here so I can get it muddy and stuff like that, but that's fine. As far as kind of dangers in these things, you want to watch for any cuts you have, sprained ankles, hurt shoulders. Pretty much after this race, every one of us had some sort of minor injury, cuts, ankles hurt, shoulders were messed up. So it took a bit to get over that. That's just a little bit due to the speed we were going at. We were going pretty fast, and pretty into that there. So as far as what we brought, we didn't really bring much. We didn't bring any water. We didn't bring any food. They do have some water stops on the way, a couple little small snack stations, but nothing big. So if you want to bring some food and things like that, I wouldn't bring too much, just because you don't want to kind of carry it with you. Some people, you can bring backpacks and stuff like that if you want, but it's kind of cumbersome, especially around some of those obstacles. Definitely want to wear some sunscreen. It gets very, very hot. I like to bring some crappy sunglasses too, just because some of those obstacles, whether water gets sprayed at your face or something like that, you could just have some eye protection, plus that sun just beats down on you pretty hard. But overall, I think this is a really great race. You definitely feel it the next day. I mean, you're tired, but I think it's overall a really good one. If you guys want to give it a try, I definitely recommend it. I'm going to let this video play out. There's a bunch of other obstacles, so if you're interested in some of the obstacles, you maybe just because you want to train for them, or you just kind of want to see how bad it is. If there's any obstacles in here that you just don't want to do, you can avoid the obstacles. You can bypass them by they call it a buyout, basically, by doing some burpees. So if there's something like this mud thing here that you just don't want to do, you can go around it. So that's something that some people are nervous about, like there's 1 or 2 obstacles they just don't want to do, and they don't do the whole race because of it. I would definitely recommend still doing the race and just skipping those obstacles you don't want to do, and you can always work on that in the future. This is probably the worst obstacle right here, and that's where you have to dive underneath the mud, and you have this little hole you gotta get through, and it's really freaky because you cannot see what is on the other side or any of that stuff. So that was probably the worst obstacle for me. All in all though, like the obstacle. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. Thanks.